Good evening, human beings. Hello, how are you? We're gonna go kill things. Legally. Not with shotguns, AR-15s, or things like that, because apparently that's been a thing that's been happening across the country today. For whatever reason. Not even the Kansas City Chiefs are immune to this. You know it's pretty bad when the Kansas City Chiefs are ducking for cover. I mean, it's pretty bad when anyone has to duck for cover, but look, hate Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift for whatever reason you want. There's no need to fire your gun at them. There's no need for violence. There's no need for any of it. There's no need for gunshots at all. There's no need for any of this shit. And I know half of that is joking, but like, that is drown? So now I gotta go back to near where I died to get all my shit back. Ooh, I got a mega spear. I was gonna hit that thing, but I have none of my shit. Level up! Guess there's no way to travel closer to where I died. Which is another 200 some odd meters away. You know what I've always wondered? Why do game developers always measure their distance to things in meters instead of like feet and yards? Hello, Trans Gamer Live. Like, I don't get that. Why do they? I guess the obvious answer is that most of the world still measures in the metric system, but like, I see another Bryan College Station streamer. Yes, I am from Bryan College Station. I'm in Aggieland. I assume you are in Aggieland as well. Or you know another streamer in Aggieland. My friend Cosplay Meg, if you ever see her, she is, I think she's still in College Station if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Oh, you're a half a mile from Kyle Field. Nice. My friend, what's her name? Son of a bitch, I forgot my friend's name. Oh, Ghost Pepper 95. She also streams. She also does some OnlyFans stuff, so want to check her out and support her. Sex workers, real work, as I say. Oh God. Oh, I need to eat up. I'm a bit parched, I am. You're a half mile from Kyle Field. I'm on. Ooh. You can say it. You're on. Look, sex work is real work as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
Now, controversially, I say Now, I personally do not pay for Pornhub, and I say this because I know that I would get addicted to it. So I'm like, I'm gonna set my limits. God, fuck. Am I supposed to get up here? There's no legit way for me to get up here. Curious Trans Gamer, how'd you find me? I feel I'm not hard to find, but like, I'm not like spotlighted on the top of Twitch. They're probably like, oh god, he's talking to me. I need to shut up. Oh, Fat Life. Oh, okay. Okay. To be fair, I normally keep that off the air just because I respect a lot of people who I know a lot of people on that site and they are a part of a lot of things that correlate with that site, and I respect the groups that are on said site. Whatever. Anyway, my point remains. Um, that said, there are certain groups that I will not talk about that I know that are on FetLife, just because I had to make sure before I threw it out there. Fair enough. Yeah. No, I try not to. I try not to say much about it. Just because I respect those groups, and I trauma dump. So there isn't very much that I hide, but there are certain things that I'm required to respect, and I just respect out of respect. That didn't make any sense, but you get what I mean. Like we'll talk about. I'm, I'll gladly talk about kink and all that type of stuff. Just as a generality, I have a fucking podcast. Um, but like I can do it without naming things, if that makes any sense. Anyway, that was a very long-winded way of saying that if you follow my rules, are more than welcome to talk about anything you want, have a discussion, We could talk about stuff. Uh, pick my brain about things. Sexual or not sexual. Alright, let me pick this shit up. Yeah, boy! Okay. Take all of it. Why is it not taking all of it? Is it not... Am I missing something? Eh. Again, there is very little that I hide. Um, that's a blessing and a curse, but I live with it. You know what? I can discard that. Let me make a fire. Unless you meant literally, then yes, it can get messy. Ugh. I have a strong feeling you meant literally. Yeah, it's been a long week, and it is only Wednesday. Also, happy Valentine's Day. How the fuck you celebrate that? Oh, okay. What's the name of your podcast? For those you're watching, yes, I have two podcasts. Speaking of, be sure to check out the newest episodes of The Pixelated Men. Single Awareness Day, yes, it is definitely Singles Awareness Day. Hi, I've been single for over 8 years. Trans Gamer Live podcast. Okay. Um, be sure to check out a new episode of The Pixelated Men. All 3 episodes will be available this Saturday at 5/4 Central 7/6 or 5/4 Central 6/5 Central and 7/6 Central on .patreon. Go to patreon.com/DOT to join. You'll also get readings from the morbid lady Nikki. She really needs the money, actually. Next one in March is over a very controversial topic. What's this topic? I don't know why I'm doing the. Is it about? Was about? Was this was about? Oh, that is a very. That's very controversial. That you right. That is. Mm, 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 the controversy behind that. That is just controversy. Tell you what, why don't we? You said Trans Gamer Live podcast. Would it be alright if I played a bit of a clip here, like in the background? I'm not just gonna randomly play. I'm gonna get your permission. Okay, let's find it. You said Trans Gamer Live podcast. Trans. You know what would help? Trans dash gamer. Oh, mm. Pillar. Never heard of Pillar before. I'm not. No, I see your links. I'm looking at your Twitter. And I'm I'm looking at your ex Twitter bio. Your cover photo. Dear God, your cover photo. I'm not trying to be mean. I promise. Take it from someone who's had to do this for a living. There's like a ton of things hitting me. Like, I kind of get what you're going for, but it's a lot. Like, um, I promise I'm not trying to be mean. Um, let me listen to the podcast first before I say anything about the, because it sounded mean, but I promise. I understand, and you know what? Credit. I would give you extra credit for doing your own stuff. That 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 takes, no pun intended, balls to do. Tell you what, um, you see my, where's my, you see my Discord. It'll slot, it'll slide by here in a few moments. Add me as a friend. I'll, you're welcome to add me. I'll bring you into my server. We can talk, all that good stuff. I don't want you to think I'm being mean. I promise. It's just I've done this way too long, and I would love to help you. But let's listen to your. I see you only have 4 episodes. Okay, got some long ones. Okay. Um, if they're long, I don't know if you have sponsors yet. I don't. Let's listen. And we're gonna play some power while I listen.
Cool. On copyright mute. Share it out.
Sorry. Ooh, you like wrestling, huh? I just saw episode 2. Really? That's cool. You would fit perfectly on the pixelated men. Is this, where's the, Cowboy Bill Watts? Let's see, Cowboy Bill Watts. American Wrestling.
When's the podcast start?
He was in a WWE Hall of Fame? Oh, 10 to 12 minutes? Okay.
%, we are back. Hopefully the next couple of guests does not cancel, but we're alright. We're alright. Tonight the doctor's in. Dr. Cindy Little with Waco Ghosts. And she is an actual doctor. Actual doctor. But anyway, I met this wonderful person there at RoadCon. She was doing a podcast, and I like the paranormal stuff too. I was like, well, I haven't stopped long enough to do a paranormal podcast, so I told her, hey, can we exchange cards? She gave me a card. I gave her one of my old cards that had the link tree that I don't use no more. But I marked it out and I put pillar on there. So, I mean, it was one of those things where hopefully it worked, and it worked. So, anyway, we are going to bring her on, and we are gonna start
What time
the
are we at?
podcast.
18 after?
Uh,
Let's go to
yeah.
10:40,
bring her on.
and we'll
How are you doing,
talk
Dr.
about
Little?
this.
I'm good.
I'm
How are
doing
you?
just fine. Trying to minimize something bad. So,
That's fine.
uh,
We have to have a
let's-
starting point
before
somewhere.
we get
It's the
into
most recent one.
everything, can you explain a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Yes, I'm Cindy Little, and I am a parapsychologist, and I am also a paranormal researcher and business owner of Waco Ghosts. And I've been doing this for the past 16 years, and I've always had an interest
No, don't
in the
kill him!
paranormal ever since I was little. I was that geeky little kid that spent her lunch hour in the library reading real ghost stories, and came across a story by Jeff the Talking Mongoose in the UK, and I was
Jeff the Talking Mongoose.
and then fast forward to when the Ghostbusters
Damn
movies
it,
came
cat!
out and the TV shows came out. I thought, oh hey, there might be a little bit of science behind this, and that fascinated me even more. And so, kind of the rest is history. It's something that I just love.
Nice. Yeah.
Damn it, Buck.
Like, for me, I had a paranormal experience whenever I was, like, really young. I want to say 3, maybe. And I saw your ghost, angels.
I had less than 2 days
call
for
them
this,
whatever.
and my question are all over the place and
I
all
saw 'em
over.
above my parents,
It happens.
basically looking down on.
I'm a bit of a
Both of 'em
shoot
came
interviewer
up
myself.
and gave me that, like a types. So that is one of those things where my paranormal, what do you want to call it? Yeah, the starting for the paranormal. There we go.
There we go.
Gets its start from. So that was like one of my very first ones. Then, later on, it's like whenever you did something bad in the house, and where the tree fell over into the house, literally you could go into the room where they took you to go get punished, and no matter whether the belts, whether the door was closed, whether the door was wide open, just you could be just standing there, that belt just like that. I'm like, my God.
Wow.
Somebody's fixing to get ghost whooped from the other side. So for me, it's always been that, and I've been able. This is one of those things. I used to live over in Mahia, Texas, looking at apartments up there, and
I get you.
literally, I knew what was on the other side of the apartment. I could go up in there, up into the apartment, like that juju, right back on down to the truck. On the other side of it was a it was what is that? Where they take them and bomb them. Mortuary.
Oh,
Mortuary church.
Yeah.
Had the whole line of limos and stuff like that. I was like, yeah,
Oh,
funeral.
home.
There we go.
Yeah,
I
funeral.
am so brain dead today. Must have been. It must have been that extra, uh, that extra work that I was doing yesterday. So, anyways, anyways, I have 7 of most haunted Texas, and I want to get your opinion on this. And I have opinion on a couple of them because I've actually stayed in them.
Mm-hmm.
One is not, because I don't hardly go to the Austin area whatsoever. One is not Driscoll Hotel, Austin. Do you know
Okay.
anything about that, or have you had experiences, or what?
Not really. I mean, I've never been to the Driscoll, but I've known plenty of people who have stayed at the Driscoll and have had paranormal experiences. It's one of the more popular haunted hotels in Texas,
What
definitely.
was some of their experience like? Was it more like scratching what?
It wasn't anything malicious or malevolent that I remember. It was, bad feelings, kind of phantom footsteps. If I remember right, somebody talked about seeing an apparition. So, nothing terrible.
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Uh yeah, thing that was I got I got all of this from a website. But it does make some point. Driscoll is uh there isn't just one Driscoll hotel haunting. Many stories circulate the lavish hall of the Austin Hotel. One tale claims a grand staircase at the Driscoll haunted by a young girl that met her fate in 1987, chasing a boy fall over the edge. That's one. I mean, no matter what, I've done wrestling, football, but anything that involves tumbling. I mean, that's one of those things that I that even hurts my neck. Because really,
Yeah.
another alleges the Driscoll Hotel, room 525, is the site where two dressed brides took their own lives on their honeymoon. Exactly 20. Now, I've seen those type of occurrences. I'm not gonna call them fate, anything. Occurrences in several different other. One of them being in Chicago, and another one being in like a Nashville. At a and all of them happen to be in hotels. There thing. Hey, whenever you see something like that, how is it? I guess what I'm trying to say is, how does it uh, come to you in your mind and stuff like that? How did? Because to me, I don't think that they're dates. I think it's like out of the blue.
Yeah, I agree. I approach the paranormal quite a bit more scientifically. I do investigations with people that approach it more metaphysically, but I look at situations like that and I just see it as coincidental. And something else you might want to keep in mind and have your listeners keep in mind in going through these ghost lists online, like the most haunted. Some of the stories are just urban legend. They aren't even there's no history to back them up. So you have to really question the stories in the first place. I'm not saying that's the case with the Driscoll, but I always take these stories that are listed on the internet with just a little grain of salt because they may or may not be true.
Now with this next one,
Fortunately.
Hotel Galvez. I used to stay in the Galveston area around Texas. So going down to Hotel Galvez, going down to the was like almost every week. So Hotel Galvez is actually haunted. I've stayed there. You walk into the doors, there's a flood of emotion that come out. And even once you step on their property, it does this thing. Now, I stayed out on the beachfront side of Hotel Galvez, and at night, it seemed to be footsteps imprinted into the grass. Like they're coming back from
Cool.
into
That's
that
cool.
what I think it was a school, something like that at a point in time. So they're a hurricane
Getting there.
hit and they came from the beach area, something like that, and they're traipsing back in schoolhouse or whatever it was at that point in time. The haunting is supposedly the work of the lovely or lovelorn lady tried a tragic life. After hearing news of her fiance's death, for a ghost to add the hotel's haunted imagery. Now I've never. I mean I don't get that. I don't get that sense of a demonic.
What's a ghoul? I don't know what
Well,
a ghoul is.
I compare ghouls and demons being the same thing, but I don't get that.
Okay.
I don't get that sense of stuff like that. I get the flood of sad emotion whenever I go in. No, just an overwhelming of that. I mean, have you stayed there or?
This is another one I have not stayed at yet, but it is definitely on my list. And I would not be surprised if the entire island of Galveston is haunted because of the hurricane activity and all the deaths and the flooding.
Oh,
yeah.
from
Over the
1900?
years,
Absolutely.
You know, I look at the paranormal, I think when we figure it out, and I hope we do, it's going to come down to a yet identified type of energy. And usually it's an energy that is associated with very
You should listen to
repetitive
Coast to
events
Coast
or very
AM.
tragic events or very stressful events, you know, in people's personal lives. And so you look at the tragedy of these hurricanes and the tremendous amount of energy in all of that. I mean, I'm not surprised that you're picking up on overwhelming sadness and that there's going to be haunt activity with people, you know, the footprints in the grass. All of that to me just, it lines up that, you know, these hurricanes provide this energy for these types of manifestations. We don't exactly know how it works yet, but it seems to be a pattern. And so I am not surprised that the Hotel Galvez is really.
Well, I mean,
really
any
haunted.
type of weather events where people have lost their lives, I imagine their foot. It's just
Yeah.
not gonna go and just dissipate. Not like what you see in the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like that. I mean, you know, stuff like. So, number 3, we have Cafe, Dive Bar, and Q. I'm not for sure whether I said that right, but it's believed the oldest bar in Houston. It's housed in the oldest commercial building, which opened as a bakery in 19. Season bar was also a drugstore and a hair salon before becoming the
You
bar
killed my Toko
in
Toko!
1960. It maintains a haunted atmosphere lit by candles and serves hosts to the occasional seance. Bartenders have reported bottles falling and sound of children playing upstairs. Some even say old manager works. Oh
Ooh,
yeah,
spooky.
I mean, literally. I have, here's a crazy thing. I drink at home. I don't drink around other people because there's a chance I may have too much and I can't drive home. And I'm not going to have enough for an Uber back to the house. I'm not going to have an Uber back to, so it's more about just drinking at home, having fun, doing a podcast. So, yeah. So do you go and do any of the bars and stuff like that? Any chance?
I have investigated one local bar here in Waco, and they at the time were really concerned about confidentiality, so I can't really say which bar it was, but it was a bar here in downtown Waco where very similar things, but they would see like shadow figures. They heard what sounded like a snake, a rattlesnake in one of the corners, which I thought was really unusual. Yes, glasses moving across the bar, things falling and breaking. In fact, when I was there, I got some really strange EMF readings. That's electromagnetic field readings. The guy I was with saw a shadow person in the hallway, and so there again, I did a little bit of research, and kind of like the Hotel Galvez, this bar was really, really close to where the F5 tornado hit Waco. So there again, you had this big weather event that released a lot of energy, and there was just lots of death and tragedy. And the building that the bar was in survived, which was great because a lot of buildings didn't. And so, it just makes sense to me that you get these big major tragedies, and later on, there's haunt activity.
By the way, I just wanted to spot this out if nobody's. I have one of my mods, and what he has done is whenever doing this on his own, mentioning keywords like Galveston, put Galveston, the country song, on in the chat, and now that we're talking about in a bar in Houston, you put Toby Keith.
Yeah, it's like
Toby Keith, I love this bar.
May he
That's
rest in
awesome.
peace.
Yeah, I can see it. Very nice. Very nice.
By the way, I just wanted to say something. We do have a new sponsor. It's HelloFresh. It's for 30 days now. There is going to be our code in the chat over here, or right here, in the chat, that will get you 60% off and free shipping for your first buy. Go to HelloFresh.
I don't even have a sponsor.
Right. Oh, I'm good.
I don't
The
want a
Marfa
sponsor. I have my own
Lights.
sponsor.
I have never heard about this. And I love
Oh,
Texas history. Back whenever I ever I went and before went to the Dr. Pepper Museum, I went to the gift shop over there and got some you know re- uh, reproduction of the old Texas money to give away
cool.
and chat to. Uh, so yeah, uh, so I went over there and I love Texas history, and my whole thing was the Bonnie and Clyde car. Now, thank you for
Yeah.
the 30 bits, Trend Killer, so much. Uh,
I would
but
edit
the
that
Bonnie
out.
and Clyde car, uh,
Mm-hmm.
definitely had my attention whenever I was young. We went to the
Mm-hmm.
Texas Ranger. I know I'm getting away from and the
Mm-hmm.
rest of things, but we went to the Texas Ranger Museum, and literally, I mean, I could sense something bad, but like a nightmare for almost.
Hmm.
I don't know what followed me
Strange.
home, but attached to
Wow.
me, it was like a bad nightmare. I woke up every time, and
Oh, that's not good.
I mean, is what it is. But it's one of those things. Still, thank you for that. Uh, it's one of those things where that just piqued my uh stuff for the paranormal. I mean, it piqued it to where, hey, I want to know more about it. So
Mm-hmm.
I went over there, like, hey, look, I'll still have the car, Bonnie and Clyde car. Just want to make an
Mm-hmm.
amends with it. That way, I'm not. That way, I don't get whenever I come in the whole months of nightmares and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
basically, they're like, oh, uh,
Did I lose the podcast? Okay, so I need to get to my shit. It's not this. come on. Okay, the page decided to die. Okay. Let me know when you've come back. As far as I think that's faster. Why am I climbing the top of this church? Why aren't you climbing the top of the church? Aw. No problem. Okay, now you're back. Good timing you're back because the page that was playing your podcast decided to take a shit a brick. I don't know why. Anyway, I listened to your podcast enough to gauge an opinion. Now, my opinion is coming from experience. Um, That experience being that I understand, and that's fine. You gotta start somewhere, right? Um, I don't know what you were using. I assume you were on the air, like you were actually live when you did that, which honestly, I'm not even gonna fault you for that one. The last few episodes of the Pixelated Men we've been doing live, and then I edit down to turn into multiple episodes. Um, Hell, I haven't been able to do an episode of Yes, This Is a Podcast because I've been waiting for a co-host to do that with, because doing this alone sucks. As you can see, trying to broadcast alone sucks. You know, when you're not an affiliate or a partner. I will say this, and everything I'm saying is not because I'm a dick and I like to just like throw people under the mud at all. I'm saying this because, you know, I've been in television news, I've been on the radio, I've been in audio video for a very, very, very long time. And I'm quite critical of the media that I consume. Um, Shit. First of all, your guest, I like your guest. Um, I know you say you needed to do some research. I think once you did your research, whenever you do research on your host or on your guests, when you do your host, when I learned how to use English, come on. Fair enough. One thing I will say is, I will say let that person, whoever it is, let them finish whatever thought they had. It sounds like you were interrupting them a little bit, which, I mean, sometimes I do it too. The main point, I think, coming from what I heard in that podcast, from what amount I did hear, I think it was about 35 or so minutes. There was an imbalance between how much you said and how much your guest said. Like, the spotlight should be more on your guests, not you, right? Not saying that you shouldn't talk, right? The spotlight should be more on your guest. Yes, there should be a healthy dialogue. Now, this does also go back to a different theory that maybe this is not so much an interview as it is a discussion in which then there should be more 50-50 than it is, 70-30, 30 being the host, 70 being the guest, whatever. Um, it just depends, right? Um, um, the follow is at the end of the episode when I do the Q&A. Okay. And that's fair. Again, I was only hearing partially what was listened to, right? That was the section that I called the list. Okay. So again, I'm not saying that what you did was horrible. I'm not saying what you did was bad. I'm not saying what you did sucked. But hopefully you understand what I mean. Anyway, that said, going back to earlier, you were saying that your I think you said your uncle was a WWE Hall of Famer? Dear God Almighty, we would love to have you. I do a top 10 we hold a conversation with that he would have interact. Okay. So he wrestles in 1962. Oh, he wrestled with Bruno Sammartino. So he wrestled around with the legend. He was a booker for Mid-South. He was an executive for WCW. While Slayer went on to position booking power in WWE, his tenure was short, as he stated in later interviews was only there for a 3-month contract and no interest in staying long term. On April 4, 2009, Watts was inducted to the WWE Hall of Fame as part of the class of 2009. Watts has 5 children from his first marriage. He had a son, William II, nicknamed Biff. From his second marriage, he had 3 sons, Joel, Eric. He owned Mid-South, and he was the voice of WCW from 92 to 96. Okay. He had three sons: Joel, Eric, Micah, and daughter Ine. In March '06, Watts released his autobiography, The Cowboy and the Cross: The Bill Watts Story, Rebellion, Wrestling, and the Redemption, through ECW Press. The book chronicles his upbringing, career as first a wrestler, then a promoter, along with the events in his personal life. Watts served as co-host of the sports talk radio show The Sports Animal in Tulsa, Oklahoma until late 2008. He was a longtime resident of Bixby, a Tulsa suburb. He has held 1, 2, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 19, 22, 27, 28. Wow. He has held 29 combined championships in his entire wrestling career. I don't think you understand that we would love to have you on yes, this is a podcast. And I would love to bring you under the podcast 6.2 label. Um, '84. Damn, he lived a long life. But yes, my Discord is scrolling by somewhere. You should see it here. I'm going to switch to, because I already left this. So I'm going to switch over to Overwatch. So please, you're welcome to um add me, and then I can add you to my server. And then after that, you're welcome to either just listen in as you've been doing so tonight, or you're welcome to jump in and talk or whatever. Excellent. I don't want you to think that I'm just like inundating and overloading or anything. If I can be of help and help people out and not just expand a network, but help people where I can, it's more, I do it in a heartbeat. Also, for those of you watching, happy February 14th. If you aren't celebrating Valentine's Day, I get it. I'm not either. Um, if it is Singles Awareness Day for you, I get it. I get it. Um,
I'm the last one you'll ever cross.
What is that melody?
Unassailable prowess! Rally to me! How many was that? Oh, I feel a worm inside.
What is that melody?
I will.
Surrender to my will.
What is that melody? What is that melody?
Damn it. No problem. Watch to your heart's content.
Time to save the world? Game on!
Yeah, I can understand that. Why can't...
Damn it! Mobilizing. Securing the objective.
Get ready for a fight. Heat check confirmed.
Sie werden dich nicht kriegen.
I need help. Everyone getting better. Stay near the immortality field. You'll be safe.
Anna checking in. Deine Pflicht ist nicht getan. Initiating defense matrix. Neutralizing projectile. Holding up, team.
Yahi parambasta vektahe.
Look forward, barrier activated. Initiating defense matrix.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Systems running hot.
Apagando las luces. Yes. Group up with me. Para out.
Holding up, team. Nerf this.
Why did I do that? That was a really dumb move.
Enemy getting up.
That was a dumb move. I admit that that was a dumb move.
Reset and regroup.
That was a dumb move.
Speeding up. Join together.
Pass into the iris.
Rocket barrage incoming.
Nothing gets past me. Your barrier here.
Heat check confirmed. Group up here.
Batteries charged.
First round. One.
Goodbye.
White same.
Nerf this.
Score. 1-0.
foxes where I come from. Where I'm from, the foxes fight back.
Appreciated. Clear skies. Full eyes. Candles.
3, yes. 1. Round 2. Capture objectives.
Group up with me. Appreciated. Increasing altitude.
Initiate defense.
Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Yeah, boy!
Yes. Para out. Form up.
Heightening your capabilities.
Group up. Affirmative. Enemy sniper.
Snap on him again! Come on! Come on!
Rocket barrage incoming. Yes. Negative.
That's what you get, you bitch-made motherfucker. Yeah! I'm the real diva! Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Yeah, boy!
Clean kill. Yes. I keep the peace. Would you like the sponge or the spray? I keep the peace. Thanks. Negative.
They're coming around. My ass, you're touching this point.
Heroes never die. Apagando las luces.
Rocket barrage incoming. Let the kick
Victory.
Oh, 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 oh.
Order it. Justice reigns from above.
Thanks for the love.
This is too fun.
Now they're just feeding. Globalizing. Nothing gets past me. Engaging thrusters.
Aww.
Time to save the world? Game on!
Your work is a hypothesis. Prove it.
Follow my lead. I've been through more of
Alright,
these
people,
than I
let's
can
get in there and fuck their day up.
With each mission, my techniques grow more optimized.
Five, four, three, two, one. Attackers incoming. Defend
I've never,
objective A.
like, actually met those wrestlers.
I have located the enemy.
One thing I would love to do before I die is actually step inside a wrestling ring. Not actually compete, but like just to step in a ring. Just to feel what it's like. I know it's nothing special, but like... You could. That'd be cool.
Nothing gets past me. Hey, that's my objective.
mission. Stay out of my way.
I know it's nothing special, but like... You know.
Let the kitsune guide
Tactical
you.
visor activated.
I'm surprised you didn't go to the AEW taping in Austin at the HEB Center.
I'm with you. Reality bends to my will.
Been to a WrestleMania. I'm jealous. I'm automatically jealous. So far, I've been to my very first wrestling event was the 2017 Royal Rumble. That my best friend Sean, who I partially do the we do the Pixel Guys and the Pixelated Men podcast with thepixelguys.com. Yeah, I just did Samus promotion. Fuck you. But what is it?
Time to save the world? Game on!
Then
Tunnel slowing down my WPN. I can fix it.
oh,
More.
oh, that's right. It was. That's right. WrestleMania was in Houston that year.
All systems fired up and ready to engage. 해보자고!
I remember that. Lucky, man. But yeah, was it, so I went to the San Antonio Royal Rumble in 2017. That was the same year I first went to PAX South. The second one I went to was in 2022. That was my very, very first vacation. Yes, I know. But I went to San Antonio again. Apparently I love San Antonio enough. It was a full week vacation. I went to the Freeman Coliseum, and I saw my very first AEW Dynamite and Rampage. And at the time, they were still doing Dark. So, I think it was Dark or Dark Elevation. So I did Dark or Dark Elevation, and then I saw it was Dynamite Holiday Bash, then Rampage Holiday Bash that year in 2022. Then last year, I only went for like that weekend, but I went to go see AEW Collision. It was during the Continental Classic tournament, Blue League. So I saw the Blue League tournament, some of the Blue League tournament. I saw, Eddie Kingston, Bryan Danielson, those guys wrestle and all that stuff. Oh, I saw some of the stuff that they didn't show on the air. I think it was at the end of the main event that they didn't show, like, that went off the air from TNT, and they cut another promo, kind of like an uncensored one, that they probably kind of edited down. But yeah, Brian was being a dick and whatever. And then they aired some, since they didn't have Dark this year, they got rid of Dark. They did pre and post Collision. They did Ring of Honor instead of Dark. So I got to watch some Ring of Honor. And they had, of course, Brian Cage, or not Brian Cage, Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer. Yeah. Cody!
What up, Jason?
Not much, brother. So yeah, that's the 3 wrestling shows I've been to so far. Do I have any more? No. I thought I had more, but I don't. Folks, it is 11:30. It has been a very long day for me. I'm going to call it a night here. I'm still going to stay on Discord. But for those of you watching, thank you for watching. You're beautiful. But if I don't get off the air, I'm going to murder something in real life. And I'd rather not murder something in real life. I'd really rather not.
I'm calling the police on you.
Don't call the police on me. We will see you tomorrow, and we'll play some WoW? We'll play WoW. We'll play some WoW, we'll play some Overwatch, and go from there. Until then, keep this in mind. I got nothing.